Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, dear viewers. Thank you for welcome to the 9 p.m. live English news edition. Here are the top stories. Desert Locust Action Plan Validation Workshop. In Sudan, the historic price of the Blue Nile fruits and horns. Hello, welcome to our newsroom for having the news in details. To fight against locusts, the top priority for the countries of the Horn of Africa, it is within this framework that a workshop to plan the strategy but also to validate an action plan was held this morning in the premises of the Ministry of Agriculture. This workshop, organized by the Ministry of Agriculture in close collaboration with the FAO, brought together the Minister, his staff, senior officials of various sectoral institutions and representatives of the regions. This National Action Plan for the control of the desert locust was presented and validated today. This plan will enable the implementation of activities for the control and monitoring of the desert locust, environmental and health monitoring, as well as the restoration of impacted livelihoods in case of invasion. It is worth recalling that since November 2019, billions of desert locusts have been spreading in this part of the world, ravaging agricultural crops and pastures, undermining food and nutritional security in already vulnerable countries such as Somalia, Ethiopia, and Djibouti. In the Republic of Djibouti, the first wave appeared as early as September 2019 in the southern regions, Al Sabih and Dakhil, before moving on the other regions, Arta, Tajura, Oboch, and the outskirts of the city of Djibouti, where they have virtually dried up some agricultural areas. Agro-pastoral losses for the country were estimated at 6.5 million, and the recovery needs for the six affected regions at values of $8 million. Now, the Ministry of Agriculture, during his speech, presented a fresco on the history of the desert locust since ancient Egypt and antiquity. The soccer field next to the Balbala fire station hosted the launch of the Balbala Super League in Tuesday. The ceremony was launched by the ministers from the representative from Balbala, namely Mumin Hassan Barre, and Minister of Culture, Mumin Ahmed Sheikh, Minister of Interior. This Super League was initiated by the collective of young people of Balbala who wanted to implement this noble idea that will give Balbala its own Super League. To this end, teams from different neighborhoods of Balbala will participate in this competition, which will take place from August 26th to September 90th, 2020. Apart from the two ministers took part in the launching ceremony of the many guests of brands, namely the deputy of Balbala, the president of the municipality of Balbala, the sub-prefecture of Balbala, the president of the National Civil Society, young executive of the same area, and women leaders. The national hero world champion Ahmed Salah also honored with his presence at this ceremony. The objective of this competition is to fight against juvenile delinquency and youth idleness, fight against the youth instrumentalization of radical policies, fight against the dangers of social networks. The first match pitted Sheikh Musa's formation against that of PK12. After the musical and folkloric animation, the official ceremony started with the intervention of the guests. The president of the Commune of Balbala, in a speech, thanked the Ministry of Culture, Mumin Hassan Barre, and the Ministry of Interior, Mumin Ahmed Sheikh, for their presence at the launch ceremony. He also thanked the teams participating in this tournament and wished good luck to both teams. The minister said he was very pleased to be at the side of the young people of Balbala at this ceremony, and especially in this field where he played in his youth. He also said that this is his duty by supporting the young initiative as an immense in this neighborhood that Mark said the minister. Now the leaders of the civil society, with their president, Mr. Ismail Said Ahmed, expressed his sense of patriotism this morning in Balbala at the City Hall. Civil society leaders from different communes of the Balbala capital met to demonstrate their determination to patriotism They support the beer for the Jewish nation and the enlightened policy of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Al-Hajj Ismail Omar Guelleh. We understood that it is time to act together for the love of the homeland. We are convinced that together we will keep and protect our common good. Those were their quotes. At the end of this work, organized by the leaders of the civil society engaged in strengthening economic and social development, the various civil society leaders took the floor in turn to define the objectives and ideals to build together the sustainable development for the Jewish nation in its diversity. In addition to the leaders of the civil society, the meeting brought together senior officials, including the president of the Commune of Balbala, Mr. Adel Mohammed, and took place in the presence of the technical advisor of the president, Mr. Ali Dato. Colonel Wa'is Omar Bakhri, commander of the Coast Guard, took part yesterday in a video conference meeting with the new commander of Combined Task Forces 151, Rear Admiral Nejet Inanir of the Turkish Navy and the commander of the National Navy. Lieutenant Colonel Ahmed Dahir Jama, Combined Task Force 151 or CTF, is a naval task force based on a multinational operational coalition. It is a force created in response to pirate attacks around the Horn of Africa. CTF 151 operates in the Gulf of Aden and off the east coast of Somalia over an area of approximately 2,600,000 square kilometers. Thus, the virtual meeting that brought together the commander of the Coast Guard, the commander of the Navy, and the new commander of the CTF 151 coalition was an opportunity to meet to discuss existential issues related to maritime security and safety in the region and around the world. The three leaders shared the difficult measures taken during the COVID-19 pandemic, which continues to be a major concern and has limited maritime collaboration and coordination because of the measures taken to limit its spread and the need to meet by video conference to resume the coalition security and safety activities. In a brief intervention, Colonel Wa'is Omar Abghore, commander of the Coast Guard, assured the commander of CTF 151 of the Coast Guard's readiness to continue strengthening cooperation and coordination with the CTF 151 coalition on maritime security and safety in the region. He also indicated the importance of this coalition for maritime security in the region and the world. Now, the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training yesterday organized an outing to Lak Asal for about 100 students from various colleagues in the capital as a part of its summer camp program. This outing of entertainment and discovery of landscapes and tourist sites in this part of the national territory indeed integrates the program initiated since the beginning of this month as part of reconditioning students after a period of interruption of classes towards the end of the school year 2019-2020, disrupted by the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic in our country, and the hold of the new school year 2020-2021. Accompanied by a team of teachers led by the Inspector of Physical Education and Sport, Mr. Abdulkader Tahir, the children were able to fully enjoy this outing, during which they were entitled to guided and educational tours of many sites in the region, closed by a swim at Kuwait Beach and a hearty lunch at the tourist camp in the area. Like the young people from the capital, those from the northern region and community had a memorable stay on the Dai Highlands, a stay that ended this morning with rehabilitation work on the Randa Dai section, the missing part, the other being already finalized by the first team of scouts. An initiative unanimously welcomed once again by the users of this section, who will now be able to connect the two localities in less than an hour. It should be noted that these types of initiatives, the summer camps, are predominant in the development of our young people. Nevertheless, this short stay at Dai has awakened in them life skills such as environmental protection, their belonging to a common and national identity. In addition, and one thing is certain, vocation will be born in some of them in front of this nature and these life experiences encountered. Now the north and the south, part of the north and south twinning, the youth of Tajura took the road to Dikhil this morning, accompanied by the deputy director of the SEGS region's animators and representative of the regional council of Tajura. The young people of the White City will spend an instructive and playful stay in the city of the unity. As a reminder, the youth of Tajur welcomed the Dikhil Young last month. A real twinning network is being woven between those two regions. Moving now to international news now in Sudan, the Blue Nile reached 17.32 meters, its highest level in a century. The populations living along the river are affected by the rising water, and thousands of houses have been destroyed by floods. Since 1946 or 1948, there has never been a flood like this year. The problem has grown without us knowing the cause. Floods are frequent in Sudan, which suffers from poor infrastructures and does not have functioning sewerage systems and rainwater collectors. This is it for this edition of 9 p.m. Thank you for watching us and have a wonderful evening.